Oh my, Clint, don't be invisible. That doesn't help at all.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
It's Clint and Curtis. Welcome to another episode of Versus, where we do movie battles. Today, we have an excellent movie battle show for you today. Check this out. Armageddon versus Deep Impact. That's right, I said it. Deep Impact. Holy crap, what was that? Yeah, that's right.
That was the sound of the asteroid hitting the Earth.
That is the sound of a... Sound the alarm! Curtis, what is today? What is this show that we're celebrating today? We are gathered
Technically yesterday.
Technically.
But today is the 1 year anniversary of this show. We have been doing the show for 1 year now.
That's right. We're doing Versus about Deep Impact versus Armageddon. This is far out, man. Why didn't the lifeguard rescue the hippie when he was drowning?
I don't know. Why didn't the lifeguard?
Because he was too far out, man. Oh! Oh, man. Deep Impact in the hose. Dude, this is a ridiculous show today that we have for you. Before we get going with that, guys, be sure to do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. Do all those things. Let the powers that be know that you're watching and you're having a good time. And that's how you do that. So let's do our... let's get a little bit of cast and synopsises ready, and then we'll talk about some trivia, and then we'll get into the movie. So, all right, Armageddon. What's the synopsis? I'm just gonna read one, and it's gonna work twice. Okay. Get it? See what it did? I told my mom that. I was like, "Yeah, Mom." It's a movie about an asteroid hitting the Earth, and then they send astronauts to go blow it up, and they have to drill. Okay, what's the other movie about? It's about an asteroid coming towards the Earth, and they have to send astronauts to drill and then blow it up. When an asteroid threatens to collide with the Earth, NASA honcho Dan Truman, who's played by Billy Bob Thornton, determines the only way to stop it is to drill into its surface and detonate a nuclear bomb. This leads him to renowned driller Harry Stamper, who's played by Bruce Willis, who agrees to helm the dangerous space mission provided he can bring along his own hotshot crew. Among them is Cocksure. I've never heard Cocksure. I've heard Cockstrong. Ben Affleck, who Harry thinks isn't good enough for his daughter, played by Liv Tyler, until the mission proves otherwise. Wow. What a fantastic synopsis. These are some fantastic synopsi. Do you want to read the other one, or do you want me to read it?
Go ahead.
I got it. A comet is hurling towards Earth and could mean the end of all human life. The U.S. government keeps the crisis under wraps, but crack reporter Jenny Lerner, played by Tia Leone, uncovers the truth, forcing U.S. President Beck, played by Morgan Freeman, who I've met, to announce his plan. Grizzled astronaut Spurgeon Fish Tanner, played by Robert Duvall, and his team will land on the comet and lay explosives, hopefully, you didn't say drill, hopefully deterring the object from its doomsday course. If not, humanity will have to prepare for the worst. And I don't want to live in caves, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't want to live in caves. I'm gonna record that.
Don't want to live in caves.
All right. Well, points. You know how this game goes. We got Armageddon versus Deep Impact. I said Deep Impact. Yeah. Now,
before we get to our points, IMDb has Armageddon rated at a 6.7 out of 10. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
IMDb has Deep Impact rated at a 6.2 out of 10. Pretty close. 6.2, 6.7, about 0.5 off. Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score has Armageddon at a 38. The critic score has Deep Impact at a 45. So Deep Impact is a little higher for critics on Rotten Tomatoes. However, the audience score for Armageddon is 75. Hello, Mel. And the audience score for Deep Impact is a 43. That's a pretty big jump. When we're talking about budgets, Deep Impact was $140 million, and it made $553.7 million at the box office. Deep Impact was $80 million, and it made $349.5 million at the box office. Okay, we compare those two. Just box office numbers. Deep Impact or Armageddon made a little less than 4 times its budget. Deep Impact made 4.37 times its budget. So Deep Impact actually made at the box office more money than Armageddon per budget. Now, DVD sales and blah, 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 and this and that, whatever, that's a different story. But that's what we've got.
Damn, that's wild.
I'm a math teacher. Those numbers excite me. If they don't, I'm sorry.
So the box office for Armageddon is 553.7 million, and the box office for Deep Impact is 349.5 million. But the budget is so much lower on Deep Impact that it was more profitable?
Yes. Deep Impact actually ended up being at the box office. I guarantee in DVD sales and all that and the other, Armageddon probably ended up more profitable.
Well,
I can't guarantee it because I just said probably. So, but
I'm gonna
bada boom, bada bing.
Bada boom, bada bing. All right. Well, do you have any trivia concerning these movies?
We got a good bit of trivia.
Let's give me some trivia because I'm going to put a poll in the chat real quick. While you're doing that, I'm going to put a poll up here and just get an since they're so close with critics and everything
Very
else.
Close,
yeah. I'm going to get the ultimate. Come on, man. You're not giving me any trivia.
All right. So, for Armageddon trivia. Hold on here. NASA shows this film during their management training program. New managers are given the task of trying to spot as many errors as possible. At least 168 have been found. Regarding the film's premise, Ben Affleck asked director Michael Bay, wouldn't it be easier for NASA to train astronauts how to drill rather than training drillers how to be astronauts? Bay told Affleck to shut up. The reasoning behind sending drillers rather than astronauts is explained in the movie. Just not well. Michael Bay had the actors write their own list of demands on papers from which Bruce Willis read. Bruce Willis said he did not care for Michael Bay's directing style and he refuses to work with him again.
Damn.
Rockhound's line about sitting on 1 million pounds of rocket fuel, in a rocket built by the lowest bidder is a variation of an actual radio transmission by Mercury astronaut Alan Shepard just prior to liftoff. So they knew that was the real deal in real life. When asked why he did this film, Steve Buscemi replied, I wanted a bigger house. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of this stuff. So let's see what we got for Deep Impact.
I'm looking that up right now.
Well, let's see here. A line was edited in the president's press conference. President Beck stated life will go on, we will prevail. Originally, President Beck said, life will go on, we will prevail. This is not Armageddon. The producers later realized this movie was going to be in box office competition with the movie Armageddon 1998. These movies came out 2 months apart. One was in May, one was in June. So they removed that line. After discovering the comet, one of the astronomers is killed in an automobile accident. This mirrors the real life automobile accident death of astronomer Eugene Shoemaker, who helped discover the Shoemaker-Levy 9 comet that collided with Jupiter in 1994. It was a good source of inspiration for the film. Yeah, I've got issues with that, obviously, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, we have pages and pages of trivia here. Not very much of it is good. And Morgan Freeman portrayed President in this movie. In Olympus Has Fallen, he portrayed the Speaker of the House, and in London Has Fallen, he portrayed the Vice President. He reprised his role of Alan Trumbull, this time as President. Angel Has Fallen, 2019. There you go.
Yeah, is that White House Down or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, so we got, a lot going on here. Now, we also we also have Jedi Master EJ in the chat. We also have Mel Kennedy in the chat. We also have Bobby Anderson in the chat. And Bobby says Armageddon was just fun. I agree with that completely.
It really was.
Now, when it comes down to it,
can you hear that? Oh, you're not supposed to hear that. You're not supposed to hear that. I'm supposed to be looking at something up. Keep talking.
Now, when it comes down to it, I think Deep Impact ends up being a better movie. Now, we don't know if that's how it's gonna come out tonight in Versus, but wifey and I had watched Armageddon together, and we both thoroughly enjoyed it. It was just good. We watched Deep Impact together as well. We got about halfway through. The kids were tired. We put them to bed, and she was like, all right, Armageddon wins. I'm done with this. And I finished the movie so I could talk about it. And I was like, I texted her. I was like, I don't know. I think Deep Impact's a better movie. Does that mean it's a more fun movie? No. Does that mean it's a more... The butt pucker question always upends the score. There was a lot of butt pucker scenes in these. We rephrased it somehow, but yeah, that was but and she was like, oh crap, now I gotta watch the end of it.
Well, you ready? Are you ready to get started with these?
I'm ready, baby. Ready for love.
Okay. Oh, baby, I forgot to load a particular thing in here. You guys are in for a treat. We're doing additional production in this to where we're actually doing. We might have some video clips and stuff for you today. So this should be exciting. We didn't have a lot of time to prepare. I was out of town, and next time we're gonna up the ante even more. So so we got some experiments. So basically, Deep Impact, Armageddon, you know the drill. The points, both teams start with 1 point. First question.
For being on the show.
Who had the best cast?
Woo!
Who had the best cast? You didn't have a cast clip, did you? No. All right, best cast, guys. This is a toughie. I don't
know. I mean, Deep Impact has.
Let's just
Robert Duvall.
Let's just take a look at them.
Yeah, shall we? Deep Impact has Robert Duvall, Tay Leone, Elijah Wood, Morgan Freeman, Vanessa Redgrave, James Cromwell. John Favreau was the guy that died. One of the It's got John Favreau in there. Blair Underwood,
Yep.
Lily
Lily
Sobieski. Blah, blah, blah.
Sobieski is
Now
great.
yeah. Now let's make a quick jump to Armageddon. In Armageddon, you got Bruce Willis, Billy Bob, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Will Patton, Steve Buscemi, William Fichtner, Owen Wilson, Michael Clark Duncan, Peter Stormare, uh, Ken Hudson. He was a fat guy. Keith David. Uh, I mean, it's to me, it's Armageddon. I mean, maybe more respected cast, Deep Impact, but to me, and Keith David makes it respected. Like even if you didn't respect Bruce Willis at the time, it's like Keith David's in this and he does a damn good job.
Well, look at that.
Uh,
Let's look at those again. We got Deep Impact, Tia Leone, Morgan Freeman, Elijah Wood, Lily Sobieski, John Favreau, Maximilian Schell, Vanessa Hedgrave, James Cromwell, Mary McCormack, Laura Innes. I mean, it just keeps going. Everybody in this. There's a lot of look, it's Kurtwood. It's that '70s show. Kurtwood Smith, Richard Schiff.
Red
Dude,
Foreman.
it's Derek LeMitt.
Right.
Remember this guy? The
No. Oh, that dude
next to Kurtwood Smith. Remember, he was in one of the other movies we saw the other day. Yeah. Hold on, I got to click on him. He's just too good.
Oh my God.
Look at this
I
guy's.
do remember that. What was he in?
Why can't we just see that
I
face?
That intense face.
Yeah. Who has that as their headshot? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's highlighted right here. What the hell? That's me. All right, and then we got Armageddon over here. Look at this: Bruce Willis, Liv Tyler, Ben Affleck, Michael Bay, Steve Buscemi, Michael Clark Duncan, the buffest dude of them all, Billy Bob Thornton. I mean, the list keeps going. William Fichtner, unreal, man.
We've got Catherine Uzi for the first time, long time watcher, first time chatter. She says Buscemi, enough said. Sarah Fournier says Blair Underwood. Where's Blair Underwood?
I'm looking for a secret treasure down at the bottom of the casts.
Owen Wilson. What?
Is there a secret treasure? Because man,
Deep Impact was the same year as Armageddon. They both came out in 1998. They were 2 months apart. Deep Impact came out first in May, and Armageddon came out 2 months later. Oh, Underwood was in Deep Impact. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. These two movies, it reminds me of.
Oh, but yeah.
It reminds me of Wyatt Earp and Tombstone coming out. I mean, they came out a year apart. You know what I mean? But it's still like it's amazing. What were they doing in the '90s? Like, people complain now of like, dude, when are they going to just come up with some original ideas? I'm like, dude, at least they're not making the same movie within a year. You know?
I talked to the people at work today, and I was like, it's like they buy one script and they're like, we can make like 3 or 4 movies out of this, like like just make one a comedy, one an action movie, one of the like they just go for it.
Well, so who's going to win the cast?
I got to go Armageddon. I mean, there's so many guys in there. In this movie, they did not make a huge impact, but again, it's not utilizing the cast. We've talked about that before. It's what cast do they have, and a lot of these people ended up being great people. At the time, Deep Impact has a very sturdy cast, but it just doesn't match up.
I'm going to agree with you on that. Again, Deep Impact is a solid cast, and I liked the Elijah Wood, Lily Sobieski thing. John Favreau is always good. John Favreau being in there is kind of like, what, dude? What are you doing in this movie? Morgan Freeman was Morgan Freeman was a better president than the other president. And Tia Leone was good. She's always solid, But the cast of Armageddon, you just want to hang out with those people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like they're great.
Everybody there, like.
They got a character for every single person is a character, and like, there's a clip where Ben Affleck starts singing leaving on a jet plane, don't know if I'll come back again, and then all of a sudden everybody starts singing,
Yeah.
it's so
And
good.
that's part of the trivia. We'll talk about it in characters. I couldn't find it again, but I do remember reading it. So we'll talk about that in characters. That's one of the things that I think helps.
Well,
But
let's
so
get the points going for
boom.
Armageddon. They earned it on this one. And I got a flame because the Earth's gonna blow up. that was the fastest emoji I could get. So, acting. Which movie had better acting? That is a interesting question.
I mean, so what was weird for me about Deep Impact? The beginning really seemed like a made for TV movie. And then about halfway through, it got serious, and the acting to me got really good. Like it's very Armageddon knew what it was knew what role it was going to play, knew what it was doing, and it played that throughout. And so even so, some of these actors, oh yeah, we won't forget.
Never
Even
get a
though some of these characters played the same, or it was the same thing throughout. Like in Deep Impact, it was very strange. The acting at the beginning was just was not right for something. I don't know why. It seemed like a cheesy made for TV movie, and then it switched to this really good movie. Um, so I mean, overall acting, I gotta go Armageddon.
I gotta go Armageddon too. It was very much like a Hallmark movie or something. I don't know, like some weird, like half-ass
It was weird, yeah.
made for TV movie, and then it got good. I agree with you on that. It was weird up until about the point where they pull her over and
Uh-huh.
she ends up going in and speaking to Morgan Freeman. It's like, okay, Morgan
Until it
Freeman's
shit hits the fan,
yeah,
yeah.
Morgan Freeman's here now, so we need to do a better job of this.
Up your game, guys.
Not that they shoot not that they shoot things in order of chronological order,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's almost feels like
It's
they're like
noticeable. It is very you're right. It's noticeable.
it's like, oh shit, Morgan Freeman just changed the game. Everybody, come on, we need to up. Everybody stop drinking. We need to take this serious. Yeah, that's funny. I agree. And we're gonna give this point to another point for Armageddon. What do you guys in the chat think? Are you agreeing with our scoring?
Oh, my wife didn't snipe me. She decided to agree with
Ooh.
me.
Hell yeah. Booyah.
And Bobby, you're right. The material for Deep Impact was better, but overall, like the acting, it was very strange.
Yeah, we might make that a question. You know what I mean? Like to where it's like I feel like
well, that's best story. I think. I think that kind of material kind of goes down to best story, and I think
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go on to which movie?
That's what I mean, Bobby. I don't think you lost. I think it's just a different question. Best characters.
Which one had the best characters? Okay, well, let's look at
now,
this. Oh, go ahead.
Deep Impact had the Taleone reporter character, the Morgan Freeman character, who was great, but not in that much of a movie. The Elijah Wood and Lily Lalalulu, whatever her name was.
Lily Sobieski.
Yes. And, it had some good, okay, fine. But again, following any of them wasn't particularly fun. The astronauts were great. Once they got going, we were great characters. Now, Armageddon, you got Bruce Willis, who is employing Ben Affleck, who's his second in command, who Ben Affleck is sleeping with his daughter, and who Bruce Willis worked his whole life so that his daughter, and he did everything, sent her to these schools. She can speak Chinese. She can do all she can run an oil rig by herself, basically, and so that she would not end up with a roughneck like him. Like, obviously, he's divorced. His wife left him. He's a roughneck. He's out of the town, out of the country, or nonstop. He's gone half the time. He had to raise his daughter on his own, and he's like, I don't want you, marrying her. So you got that whole thing going on. But we're talking about characters. So not only do you have those guys, you also have several other characters, Clint, in Armageddon.
Armageddon is slathered with likable characters. That's the difference between Armageddon and the other and Deep Impact is even though, I mean, okay, I'm going to go to the list. Tia Leone, I liked her character. I liked she was an ambitious reporter. She was solid. Morgan Freeman's the president, whatever. The only real characters that I'm seeing in this movie is like Elijah Wood and this high school romance. That's the only compelling characters that I'm seeing in this movie. Like compelling characters. It's just like everybody did their job, and it's almost like if you made a after school special. If you made an after school special and you're like, okay, we need a teacher, we need a police officer, we need a troubled high school kid, we need somebody to play the principal, we need a cross guard, and they filled all these roles with people that look like those roles. That is what Deep Impact
they did it
is.
great.
They solid casting. Everybody belonged there. It was cool. But Armageddon, and this almost dips. Well, it like I'm sitting here talking about casting, but this is about characters, and this not only was this well cast, but the characters, just the Russian astronaut alone is a character. You know what I mean? Is a likable character. The over the top dad, the hard headed daughter, the smartass boyfriend, the crazy genius, the likable big giant muscle guy, the boss at NASA who's like who's doing his best to fix this problem and has got his team up there. Owen Wilson is just this weird guy that talks too much. It's just like everybody. You got Jessica Steen is just kind of an asshole, but she's a good soldier / pilot. You got William Fichtner, excuse me. He's a solid astronaut, military guy. Will Patton, the right hand man and true friend to Bruce Willis. It's like every single person had a character. Will Patton, he's a gambler and a dad who's trying to make right by his kid and all this stuff, and like everybody's likable and or just interesting in this movie. Nobody was interesting in Deep Impact. Like, really? I mean, like, you got the reporter who's trying
The asteroid was super interesting.
You've got the reporter who's trying to hold Tia Leone back, who ends up having a mild breakdown, and that's a character, I guess. She's a fucking boring character. You know what I mean? That's why Armageddon was, I believe, more successful. It's not only are they more not completely, but more sprinkled with more A-list characters. It's just that they're all likable and have charisma, and they're just interesting characters. And they're all doing a different thing, and it's just all put together for a nice milkshake of goodness. And here we go. So, and we'll play this clip there, Curtis. Let's see if we can. We'll see what happens if we get copyright strikes.
Piece of cake. You with breath. I think this might be the most uncomfortable room I've ever been in.
Yeah.
I suffered a major head injury.
Look at this guy.
So
that was it. All right.
That's some of the side characters, and then there's one more side character.
Yeah, look at this guy. How do you not love this guy? Like, for real. Like, this guy's the best. How do you not like this guy? Yeah, look at him. Yeah, so good.
That's the thing. All of these side characters, you'd be fine watching a movie just about their backstory. You know what I mean? Like, you could take one of those characters and
they could have made the Armageddon verse. The Armageddon verse had just had a movie about every one of those people. And then when the next asteroid hits, then they have Armageddon 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Armageddon. Yeah, that's but it's like I would have been fine if everybody in the Deep Impact universe died. Like, not to be shitty, but like,
That's a
okay,
terrible thing to
humanity
say.
survived, but all of these people died. Oh, darn. Snap and a half. Err.
So we're gonna
Sarah
give
puts
that
it.
point.
Yes, Sarah puts it perfectly. Uh, where'd it go?
What's it? Oh, we're back. Boom.
Where'd you go, Sarah? Okay. Sarah says, I love every astronaut in Armageddon gets his own backstory and the character arc. There weren't any filler characters. I mean, like, that's what I mean. Like, Luke Wilson died, or Owen Wilson dies super quick, stuff like that. But they all had a story. They all, like, and it fits. They were like roughnecks, you know? Like, if you've ever known an oil rig person, not every single oil rig person, if you work on an oil rig and you have a stable life, good for you. But like they like that you have to work. Their work schedule is so weird. Like, you got to be away from your family. It's a hard life. It's rough. Like, that's why you call roughnecks, you know. And they explained them very well, and they did a great job at it. And they were all just, like I said, they could have their own TV series or movie, and you'd want to watch it.
Yes, sir. And
Armageddon 2. Armageddon out of here.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting too old for this crap. Put that up on the screen. Well, check this out. We have a new thing we're starting to do. Not only are we going to start playing clips, but we are going to have red questions. What are red questions? Red questions are, if you win this category, you lose a point. This is where it's not good to win. So you could be ahead, and then all of a sudden you lose this. And so this is a red question right here. What movie had a character that I hated so much? I should say that you hated so much. In fact, we're gonna obsessively change that.
Oh, city, it's
Boom.
okay to be
This movie
me.
had a character that you hated so much that it nearly ruined the movie. Okay. Okay, this movie had a character that you hated so much it nearly ruined the movie. Okay, well, let's
For Deep Impact, it would be the character that you described earlier. Like, but she didn't. It wasn't that in your face to me. The character who wanted to stifle her career, and then it went kind of bonkers with her kid. What's her? Is that Laura Innes? Is that
this one?
But with
Jessica
no,
Steen?
with Deep Impact.
Her?
Oh, well, that for Armageddon, yes, that's her.
For Deep
But for
Impact.
Deep Impact, I was just saying, for Deep Impact, like, it's it might be that other lady.
She should win. I didn't
well, she's for Deep Impact. Like, that's
she's pretty weak.
For Armageddon.
Oh, wait, hold on. There's also, there's that.
Ben
Laura
Affleck for the Animal Crackers.
Okay, and then
that's one of the most romantic scenes in movie history, Sarah.
Ever. What about Dottie?
I don't know. Dottie was fine. Who's
Dottie?
Oh, she was the one that wanted to name the comet after.
Yeah.
But to me, in Armageddon, it was somebody else.
I gotta remember to pull up the quote for later because we have a best quote. So it was somebody else for Armageddon. Jessica Steen.
Yeah, it was Jessica Steen, I believe, and they was her.
I believe I could fly. Was it her?
That looks like her. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if that's the dirty, dirty bee. I think that's her.
Okay.
If that's romance in your house, poor wifey. I just randomly throw animal crackers at my wife all the time. Like, and it's just romantic as hell. Like, just like, hey,
is it
I'm
her?
Ben Affleck, and I throw just throw animal crackers. I think that's her. Let's see. We got to check.
I'm done checking. It's her.
No,
She's
from
the
the weekend.
she's the astronaut that goes over and is fighting with the Russian on how to fix the
No,
ship.
no,
Is that?
that's not her.
Oh,
Not for me. Not for me anyway.
I thought that's
It's
who
like,
you were
yeah,
talking
Ben
about.
Affleck, blah, and throw random
Blah,
stuff.
we don't like
But it's in
Batfleck.
the it's in the clip. It's in the clip.
Which clip?
So you
There
can
is no
see.
clip.
Yeah, most hated. Flimmer to Flam here.
Most hated.
Remember,
There's
you
a
played
most
it earlier?
hated?
Yep.
Okay, let's
Arm
see.
most hated.
All right, I'm going to pull it up right now.
And they're the frosting covered animal crackers though, so they are better than the ones that are in the movie because they have the frosting and the sprinkles.
Oh, here
Ones
we
in the
go.
movie are just regular ass animal crackers.
Who's he? That man's a salesman. That
Oh my
man's not a
God.
salesman. That's your daddy.
That was a mess. Here, let's try that again.
Who's he? That man's a salesman.
That one?
That man's not a
That
Yep.
lady's the most hated character?
daddy.
Yeah.
Because she's a jerk?
So this guy goes to see his son. He's obviously been trying to be a part of his son's life. He might be a deadbeat
Let's
dad. He
watch
might be
this
a
again.
shitty ass
Who's
dad.
that? He's a salesman. In fact, I've never seen that scumbag. Who's that?
That's your daddy.
That's your dad. That's not a salesman.
Once he's going to save the fucking world, like that's what I
False.
mean. Like, what do you got to do to get this hoochie's heart? Like, you got to save the whole damn world just to get her, your child, get her acknowledge you. That like, what is like? She's such a piece of shit. That's a fucking salesman. Don't worry about him. And then when she sees him on the news, she's like, "That's your daddy." It's like, we're gonna get some money now. Like this dirty
Plus-
bee. Like, oh God, she just made it.
Dude, plus he doesn't have to pay taxes forever. So she's like, I want to get
we're done here.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like he don't like automatically like. That's what I mean. Like, what? And it's what else could he have done? Imagine all the things he could have done. But he saved the goddamn world. She's like, all right, I'll kiss you now, you dirty piece of shit. Like, it just, oh.
so they
it's
lose a
so
point for that.
infuriating.
They lose a point for that. Who has the worst
They do.
scumbag? She does. So, Armageddon loses a point.
No, yes, Armageddon, in my opinion, loses a point for that.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because I didn't have anybody that I actually hated, but that lady, I
Did you hate? Yeah,
Gold Digger.
People are saying Elijah Wood.
sold.
People are saying Elijah Wood, wife of mine. Yeah, Elijah Wood might be terrible, but you were watching that and you hated that lady. You hated that lady. She was such a POS when she wouldn't even tell her son who his daddy was when he was bringing him a damn toy. Don't, wifey, you.
Let's go. Let's go on to the next one. Best story. Who had the best story? They had the same story. It's a tie.
That's
Tie.
Tie. That's a draw. We're done here. Moving on. We could argue all kinds of stuff, but
No, well, I mean, oh boy.
There's other questions that can answer those questions.
There's
I think
living
this
in
is-
a cave.
It's the same story.
There's living in a cave. There's
I don't
astronauts
wanna
going out. Don't want to live in a
live.
cave. There's also
Why don't you marry me so we can live in a cave? Because I
and
don't want to
wanna
live in a cave.
Yeah, you're right. That was a good harmony. So yeah, one of them, they're sending astronauts. The other one, they're sending roughnecks. I think that's a better story.
What?
Sending roughnecks to go into space.
To me, it makes it. We'll talk about this in a little bit, but to me, it makes it not a better story. You're telling me that.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So one of them is a story about a reporter investigating a story and stumbling across the fact that there is a comet headed towards the Earth that's going to blow up the Earth, and they send a team of astronauts to go blow this thing up, and then it ends up hitting the Earth and killing a lot of people. And the heroes, who are really the kids that discovered this thing, end up surviving. The main character that we're following the whole way gets killed by a tsunami, and
No, he doesn't. They outrun the tsunami.
no, not Tia Leone. She's the main character for most of the movie.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Fair point.
So, and go to high ground, and the kid ends up escaping, and then you have this other compelling thing. I think the other one's a better story. You got a dad son relationship with the daughter, and a whole bunch of crazy characters, and so you have that complication. But then it's like, it turns out he really does love the kid, and when push comes to shove, he ends up trading places with him, and it's like, I think that's a better, more compelling story. Better.
But it's that okay. You're right. Yeah. So the question is better story, not more compelling. And in my opinion,
I think
Deep
more
Impact is a
compelling.
slow burn. But Deep Impact is a slow burn. But they're not gonna. In Deep Impact, they don't train anybody to drill. They have a robot that fucking does it. That's what NASA would do. Like in Deep Impact, like, it's just more realistic. Therefore, to me, it's better because this is what would really happen. They're not gonna send these morons. I love these morons. These are very lovable morons. But it's not going to happen in real life. Like, they're not going to do that. And then once you, like, Deep Impact makes the stakes higher, and it really hits, it's a better movie or a better story, and because it's like, this is what would really happen. And like, it's not saying,
this
more
question,
realistic. Yeah, it's a different question. That's a
comes
different
later.
question.
That comes later. So,
but to me, like, it's just not. You're right. To me, those are separate questions. But to me, like, the whole love story thing is wonderful, but you can tack that onto any movie. That's why I think Titanic is trash. Sorry, people. It's, you tacked a love story onto a known.
They tacked love on both movies.
They do it all the time. I think, yes, they do. But the one with the Deep Impact, I have issues with as well. But like, it's just, it's very, they do it very well. And like, which one did I enjoy more? Which one did I like? That's a different point. But the better story, honestly, if somebody started telling me about Taya Leone, well, shit, damn it. If somebody started talking about Taya Leone's story, like, and was telling you a story, so long time ago, this Taya Leone reporter was like looking up some senator's indiscretions, I'd be like, oh my god, just so fair enough. Okay, Armageddon wins. Yeah, half the movie is pretty fucking boring. Like, to me, it's so, yeah, better story. Okay, Armageddon, fine.
Well, if you put it that way, if it was pitched different, like a reporter doing an investigation and accidentally uncovering a thing, that's a pretty good story.
But she doesn't uncover anything. She stumbles into it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, that's the thing. If we're talking about story. If somebody was telling me a story, I would want to hear the story of Armageddon. I would not want to hear the story of Deep Impact.
A bunch of non-astronauts going into space and saving the world is more fun.
You're right. Okay. Yeah.
Armageddon.
Armageddon. Yes, I'm getting it. You're really getting it.
Armageddon.
Come on, Steve.
Okay. More complete story, Armageddon, says Bobby. Hence better. Hell yeah.
Hence, better.
Plot hole. Ooh, red question.
Bum, bum,
Boom,
bum.
boom, boom. Which movie had the biggest plot hole?
Now, Armageddon has a shit ton of plot holes. Okay, like I mean, it's just the whole movie is
the whole movie is a plot hole.
the whole movie is plot holes. Like they're like is Bruce Willis is like, I designed that thing, and NASA can't recreate like your fucking transmission for a drill. Okay, like yeah, I don't believe that for a second. And then all this like it's one of those working man things. It's like no, NASA can like recreate what you did and do it better. Like that's what they're paid for. Like but in my opinion, the biggest plot hole was the very beginning of Deep Impact. And we do have a clip for it.
Do we?
We do.
Yes, we do. Go over here.
Right.
Boom.
Elijah Wood. And whenever he's climbing,
yeah. Oh,
there he is. Oh, and he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah. Yep.
So the little envelope sitting right there said Wolf Beetlestein or whatever the guy's name was. There it is. Okay. On the disc, he writes it earlier. Wolf Beetlestein, blah, blah, blah. And okay, that's what's written on the disc. So that's the name of the scientist.
Look out!
And there he goes. He's fucking dead.
Yeah.
And so how did they know the name of the scientist? He died in this flaming car wreck. So you're telling me this little floppy disk survived? And then what? And that's the thing too, like, we're gonna come back to this guy. This guy's a big part of the movie. Why did they even kill this guy off? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why did this guy have to die?
We didn't lose any time. It's not like, oh, if we'd have known if they did, all they needed is put a line. If we'd have known just one day sooner, maybe this could have been avoided. We could have we could have saved the world. But they didn't do anything like that. So what?
They didn't do anything with it.
What is the point of killing that guy?
And like, how did they know that the scientists like? It doesn't. How did they know? How did they know Elijah Wood's name? It was written on the disc that just blew up in the Jeep. It doesn't like. And he's like, "Oh, now I can get into the caves," but he don't want to live in the cave.
Do you think there's any way it could have survived?
Well, let's see. Okay, he's okay. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wait. Wait. Zip.
Well, floppy disks were pretty strong. No.
Wait. Where's that thing going in the middle?
That's it. Maybe that's it.
That thing in the middle. You see it? Moving up and down?
It might be the transmission.
That's it. No,
or it could be the floppy disk.
That's the disc. That's it. Wait. I think I see it. Wait. Nope, that's it.
And then, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, we solved that.
Okay. Like,
what a bummer.
Like, what? And this is, and like, that's the thing. If they just, like, first of all, why kill him off? Second of all, if they did kill him off and it meant nothing to the story, fine. But this is the whole plot line for Elijah Wood being able to get in the caves, but he don't want to get in the caves without his wife, the girl who lives next door.
Like, and I don't want to live in caves. Dude,
like,
so
this is why he can get in caves.
So do we have any? Do we have any plot holes for Armageddon?
There's a shit ton of them, but they're not as like. There's no fire in space. They don't acknowledge gravity. They like they say it's the size of Texas, and then even if you broke that into like several pieces, it's still like going to destroy the Earth. Like there's a shit ton, and nobody would say like. And that's the thing. They're saying NASA can't rebuild a transmission that a fucking oil driller built. Like it's just. Beautiful voice. I think you're talking about me,
Yeah,
not the professional
clearly,
artist over here. Yeah.
clearly. So we're gonna give that. So
We
plot
got to
hole.
subtract it. We got to
I mean,
subtract it, bro.
who loses the point on that one? Who had the biggest
That's
plot
a
hole? That's
to
that's
me.
Deep Impact, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Di, man. It's
Sorry, gang. You don't even have a point. Deep Impact doesn't have any points. Actually, this is
they
technically
get one.
they're going into negative points now.
Just put a minus by them. Yeah, just it'll be easier.
Okay. Holy crap.
And so whenever they get a point, then because they're gonna get some points, it's coming. Yeah, there you go. Whenever they get a point, it just goes back to one.
This is embarrassing. I need to call.
No, they're
I need to call Morgan
they're
Freeman
not.
and let him know. Hey, dude.
There are
Yeah.
not more plot. There are way more plot holes in Armageddon. However, the one in Deep Impact. That's the thing. Deep Impact makes itself as a realistic movie. So when shit like this happens, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Armageddon's like, let's have fun. Let's go just shoot asteroids with machine guns. And you're like, I'm on board. Let's fucking do this. And so it works. So you know those plot holes don't ruin the movie. But like with something like this, is like, how? Well, huh? Like
All right,
so.
how about this?
Okay.
I don't want to close my eyes.
I don't want to live in caves, but I'll live in caves. If
And I
Lily
don't wanna
Sobieski will
live
live in a cave with me.
Okay. So who has the best musical score?
Um, well, Liv Tyler is not Rob Tyler.
Steve Tyler.
Steve Tyler. I was about to say Natchet Taylor. Steve Tyler's daughter. And Aerosmith basically did the score for Armageddon. And Deep Impact has Music Stein.
Do they have music? I didn't even notice. It
It was like
if you hate Aerosmith, then Deep Impact has a
True.
better score.
If you hate Aerosmith, Deep Impact is your movie.
Yeah.
But who hates all of Aerosmith? Some people hate early Aerosmith. Some people hate late Aerosmith. Some people hate middle Aerosmith. But who hates all of Aerosmith? Come on. If you're out there, please comment and blah blah blah. Like, I want to meet you.
Let us know. We want to know. So I've got a question for you.
Live in a cave and raise all night, baby, my brother.
So
But it's all baby, you and me.
I got a question for you. Did Liv Tyler get Aerosmith the gig, or did Aerosmith get Liv Tyler the gig?
Me and wife were talking about this, and it was kind of all about the same time. She got popular with.
Were they a package deal?
That's what I'm wondering. Like we were kind of talking about it, and like so, was it Empire Records was her big thing?
She was in Empire Records. She got famous in Aerosmith music videos. Her and Alicia Silverstone.
Okay, so yeah,
They had like the crying,
well, that's what we were.
crying
that's
video.
right.
Crying,
that's
just
right.
all that. Yeah.
I was crying when I met you, and then we went to live in caves. Yeah, so that's right. Okay, so it came out that she was Steven Tyler's son, and everybody saw her, and everybody was like, "No DNA test required. We're done here." And then she started to get famous. She got in Empire Records. She got in this, and so it was probably. But she was like that thing. She didn't know Steven Tyler until she was like 18 or something. Like until she started to get into like she didn't know him. He was not her father, right? Like that.
Like she was like she grew up away from him.
Yeah, she was like that. It's not like his daughter, like he raised. It was like oh, now we gotta look it up so I don't lie to you. But this was
I've never heard this.
yeah, she was like a
absentee father.
Yeah, there you go. Like he knocked up somebody. Liv Tyler. I don't want to lie to you.
Yeah, we
Born
need
in
to.
1977. Blah blah blah.
Oh, she's my age. What's her birthday?
She July 1st.
Oh, I'm older than
Only
she is.
daughter of a Playboy playmate and lead singer. She lived with a musician. So from 72 to 79, she lived with some other guy. You became friends with Steven Tyler. But she gave birth to Liv Rundgren.
Uh-huh.
At age 10 or 11, she met Steven Tyler and suspected he was her father when she observed a resemblance, obviously, with Steven Tyler's other daughter, Mia. When she asked her mother, the secret was revealed. The truth about Tyler's paternity did not become public until 1991. She changed her surname from Rundgren to Tyler, but kept Rundgren as her middle name. So yeah, she was a, you know, on the road baby, and or however nicely you want to say it. I'm sorry, but and was acknowledged though. Thank goodness.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's
It's
very
awesome that she figured it all out, dude. I when I was recording my first record, I was at Art
And you
Inst-
slept with like 46 women, and then you were like, somebody was like, this is your baby,
and
Clint.
I met all of the kids when they turned 11. Yeah. No, I was recording, and Space Hog was recording in Studio B, and we were in Studio A. And yes, that was right. And Liam, the singer for Space Hog, is married to Liv Tyler. At the time they were dating.
Oh wow.
Yeah, at the time they were dating, and we used to go out for beers with the engineers. The producers would go home, and the engineers are young like us, and we're like, "Hey, dude, you want to go next door to the Blue Monkey and go drink?" So we go over. We're in Memphis, go over and have drinks and stuff. And the engineer that was working on their project was like, "Yeah, dude, you're not gonna believe the shit I heard today." And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Well, it was a closed session." That basically they had a lot to get done, and the producer said, "Hey, it's a closed session, so we're not taking any calls." And so, like, they have a phone in there, like a landline phone, where it's like somebody will call in, the label, or people will call in and answer it at the control board and be like, "Hey, it's so and so, whatever." Sometimes speakerphone, whatever. Sometimes we'd be in there and we'd get calls from the label or different people. But anyway, so this engineer is like, "Yeah, so the phone rings and it's supposed to be a closed session." And the producer's like, "What the hell? I said this was a closed session. Why are you paging?" And they're like, it's Steve Tyler on line one." And he's like, "I said no interruptions." He's like, "It's Steve Tyler on line one." He's like, "Oh crap.
Okay.
Go ahead." And so he's like, "Yeah." And so he's like, "Yeah, so I'm sitting there at the control board. Steve Tyler's on speakerphone, and he's like, 'Hey, Leah, man, hey, I was wanting to know if you and Liv want to come over. We're gonna go borrow Paul McCartney's Island for the weekend, and we wanted to know if you wanted to join us. And then he looks over at the producers like, "Are we going to be done?" He's like, "Yeah, we're not tracking this weekend." "Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be off." He's like, "Okay, cool. I'll send the jet to pick you and Liv up, and then we'll go hang out on Paul McCartney's Island for the weekend and stuff. And I'm going to let you get back to tracking."
Island.
But yeah, his island. He's like, "I'm going to let you get back to tracking. So we'll send the jet. We'll have somebody call your people or whatever. We'll get it all set up." "Okay, thanks, Steve. Yeah, good luck, man. Happy tracking." And then get off the phone, and the engineer is just like, seeing how the other half live, and he's just like, he's like, "At the time I'm trying to figure out how to pay my phone bill," and I'm like, "Fuck." And they're talking about going to spend the weekend on Paul McCartney's Island, and he's like, "Fuck my life." So that was, I don't know if there was any embellishment, that was on the engineer, but that's the best of my recollection of that story, and it really put a grin on my face.
So now, if you went over to the mom of one of Little Clint's house,
there's no Little Clint's. Come on, quit. Stop talking.
One of the many thousands of Little Clint's out there, and she was like, "That's just a salesman, and the only thing you could do to see your son was save the fucking world." Would it not piss you off?
Yes.
Point made.
So what What are we on? Plot holes, musical score? I think we pretty much established the best music is on Armageddon. So,
Armageddon.
yep. So we're gonna put a point there. Telling you,
Save.
Deep Impact's
You go
not.
save the fucking world, Neil. But I'll tell him you're not a salesman. You fucking bee.
She's a bee for sure. Faux show. She's a hoe. Faux show.
It doesn't mean if he's a scumbag. It's like, I don't care if he saves the world. He ain't getting around my kid. He's a piece
Which
of shit
one's a
scumbag.
better looking movie? Which one's better looking?
This is a tough one. I mean, they're about the same. We can bring in realism for looks. We can bring in the
Armageddon. It looked way better. Way more creative shots, way more cinematography, way better cinematography. The lighting, the angles, it almost looked like a beautiful music video, Aerosmith music video. The whole movie, the way it was shot, where the other one looked really stale, looked kind of like a boring, shot like a Ghostbusters movie without ghosts.
yeah, no, but like so. Armageddon was more pretty. It was definitely prettier.
Yeah,
But I mean, okay, so let's think about it like this. So we're talking about better looking. If I were to watch a movie, I think we did this with Everything Everywhere. Eh, if I were to watch the movie with no dialogue, Deep Impact would not keep my attention at all. Armageddon would. So okay, Armageddon.
that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, the tidal wave. Yeah, was Deep Impact. Mel.
Yeah, the wave was cool, but it also, I mean, we'll get to holds up. It also looks like late '90s CG.
Well, both of them do to a
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah, the comet in Armageddon is pretty
Cartoony.
cartoony. Yeah. I was trying to figure out how to say that. So better looking film. We're giving that to Armageddon.
True. So then Bobby makes a point. Like Deep Impact was much lower budget, but it showed through. Like
You could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell. Bam. All right. Who had the better villain? Boom,
So-
boom, boom.
the villain in both of these is the fucking asteroid. And so here's the deal. When I was told in school, I was told wrong. And after studying, I took astronomy and I was astronomy lab tech and stuff like that. And I didn't understand it because even before we did these movies. So I was told that asteroids have fixed orbits. Meteors don't. They just free float through space. Well, that's not true. That doesn't make any sense. And this is what I was like in college. I was like, that doesn't mean like nothing just free floats in space. There's gravity everywhere. Even if you're in a space with no mass, period, there is still gravity because there's energy. Blah blah blah. We can go down that rabbit hole if you want to, and so that's not how they determine the difference between meteorites, meteoroids, and asteroids. So the thing in Deep Impact, it was a comet. Now that's even less menacing because that's mostly ice. Comets are mostly ice, and they're going to explode in the atmosphere most likely. So, but asteroids are big ass rocks. Everything has a fixed orbit. Meteoroids, it basically comes down to size. Meteoroids are like less than car size, and they get whenever an asteroid or something gets bumped, meteoroids occur, and then whenever they pass through the Earth's atmosphere, once they're burning up and they're shooting stars, they are meteors, and then once they hit the ground, the remnants, the pieces of it that are left over, are meteorites. There you go. Science lesson. What the fuck were we talking about?
Big ass rocks. You said something about big
Okay.
ass rocks. You said asteroids are big ass rocks.
Yes.
Asteroids.
Meteors into the atmosphere. Asteroids are in space. Am I right? True. Meteoroids are also in space, but they're just much smaller. It basically comes down to size.
So big ass rocks are different.
Yep. Ass rocking is always a good thing. And what was the question?
The
No, out
the
comes
villain,
asteroids.
dude.
Not
The
any-
villain. The villain is the comet.
Comets are frozen ice. The majority of a comet is frozen water. It's basically comets are made of ice. That's why they have tails, because the water evaporates once they get in close to the sun. So, I mean, we can like the one in Armageddon.
Which one is the best villain? Who had the best villain?
That's what we're, yeah. Okay, there you go.
A solar system is a group of planets that orbits the sun. Who had the best villain?
We just lost like 6 viewers because
the galaxy is made up of many solar systems that do it with the gravity. Which one had the best villain?
The one in Armageddon was much more menacing, but again, the comet's gonna, like, if it's mostly ice, it's gonna blow up. That's what happened. The
universe is made of galaxies that are made up of solar systems that are made up of planets. I would say, but you also had the government as the villain in Deep Impact. Stupid government trying to light up the nukes.
That was in Armageddon. Armageddon, they tried
That's
to light
what I'm
them
talking
up
about.
early.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Armageddon on this one.
I got to go Deep Impact.
Bobby says they need the point. She's
yep. She won me over. She won me over. They need the point.
So 2 against 1. Deep Impact gets a point.
They're back to 1, baby.
Oh yeah. All right, back to 0. Really.
Don't wanna live in caves.
Who had the best stunts and fight choreography? And/or fight choreography. And I don't wanna. Okay.
Live in caves. Take you to Mordor.
Okay, which one has Armageddon? Oh, well, they had the fight at the strip club.
They had the fight at the strip club. They had I don't remember any fights and that's what I think. Well, was that another question?
No.
I had.
There's car chase. Car chase is later down the road, so
I had another point for something, and I was like, "No, that's a different question." Or is it? But I mean, yeah, I guess Armageddon. Like I don't remember what they did in Deep Impact. Besides a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, they're just like. They did have and
yep.
My wife says Armageddon, so we're going. Okay, fine.
We're going Armageddon. Me and your wife are on the same page. Shoot down Curtis. Bakers against Baker. All right.
She's not sniping me this week, though, at least.
Yeah. Come on, I just need one more. Oh, look at there. Weird. All right, let's see here. Who had the best kills?
Okay, so this is Beth kills slash deaths. There were deaths in Armageddon. Okay, like besides major characters, so we know Harry died. Okay, he got blown up. Bruce Willis, he died. He got blown up, and that's bad. But he died a fucking hero. He saved the whole goddamn world. You think anybody doesn't know the name Harry Stamper in that universe? Okay, uh, Owen Wilson or Luke Wilson died just kind of randomly, and it was just the plane crashed and he died. Okay, that was not very good. Um,
What
other
about the
deaths.
What about the other dude the driller
Now
guy?
in Deep,
No.
he got blown up, but there's no fire in space. That's stupid. Like,
And
like
then the
okay,
other
fair
guy
enough.
that looked like he was getting flung over onto the rocks and stuff, and
But in Deep Impact, there was a certain death that chills me to the bone. This is like one of the fucking scariest things. I love space. I love physics. This is one of the scariest things in the world to me because it absolutely can happen. There's a death in Deep Impact that's just Harry Stamper is Bruce Willis, Mel,
yeah,
his character. Uh, there's a
it
death in Deep Impact that just fucking it made my butt pucker. It it
is it
like
this?
Oh God, we're losing one.
Yikes!
yes, because you just float away from everything until you die. Unless you decide to kill yourself, you just float and you save you. No one can save you.
What about this
You
one?
just
Ah!
The two scientists who found the comet were
no,
killed in
that's
a car
instant.
crash.
In
That's
case you
instant.
didn't
You're
see
dead.
it. Oh,
Oh my god!
guy drops a cigarette on his lap, hits you off the road, and boom!
Like his last words were, "At least I know the two science words." Blah 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 blah
Oh.
blah.
Makes my blood curl. So
But in space, like that, and it really has like, and that just he's
that's
just
the
gonna float
worst. Forever. Forever.
until
like
his
Thor.
oxygen runs out. He just floats and dies, unless he wants to kill himself. Like, and it like, and they even say later they're like, "We're not going back to save him." Like, and they're like, "We got to go back and save him." Like, he's like, "He's gone. Like, we're
You
not.
can't.
It's not happening." Like, yeah, you can't. Like, and it is like if you don't kill yourself, that's like you just float in this dark blackness of enveloping fucking death, and you're like you have hours to spend like I'm going to die and no one's around me, they're thousands of miles away from me. It's
Isn't that
terrifying.
what happened? Doesn't that happen like in Interstellar and one of those movies where they're in space and they just like end up their tether snaps and they just end up floating out for a while?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen Interstellar?
I have. I got to rewatch it. I mean, like, it's terrifying. It happens in a lot of movies. Like, and it's just fucking terrifying to me because, like, there's a story. We don't know if it's true, but there's a story that some American guys intercept. I think it was American, maybe it's Italian guys intercepted a message from the early space race, and it was this Russian lady, and they could translate Russian, and she was like, "Help, I'm burning. Help, I'm burning. I'm floating away. Help, I'm burning." And like she's just out there, and like you're just like this to me. You're
Yikes.
as alone as you can possibly be. No one can help you.
It's slowly. You just got to wait.
And you just yes, like, and it's just like. Oh.
How about this one? Who had the corniest, most predictable moment?
We got a red
This
question.
is for a red.
This is a minus point. So, no, not this. Well,
That was a
that's
corny,
part of it.
predictable
That's
question.
part of it. But there's a further clip in case you like.
There's another one? Oh, here it is.
Oh yeah, specifically. Yeah.
Hold on. Come on. There it is. Boom. There it is.
Oh,
Drinking
get
his
this- I'm
Jolt.
drinking. Yeah, I gotta drink some Jolt.
Oh.
Smoking a cigarette.
Ooh.
Oh my god! I dropped my cigarette.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh my goodness. Look what you did. Drinking a Jolt. Look, Jolt Cola. This movie brought to you by Jolt Cola. Drinking a Jolt, you know, just drink. Come on, play. Just drinking a Jolt Cola. What's wrong with you? You're not playing.
And
There we
I
go.
don't wanna
Oh,
freaking
look at there.
play.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, look
yeah.
at there.
Oh,
Oh,
smoking a
oh.
cigarette. Oh my
Mm.
god. Oh my
goodness. Yep.
I gotta kill this scientist.
You're dead. Don't. Okay.
Now,
Wow.
Bobby says corniest
Wow.
Armageddon. What was the corniest part? Like the whole movie was kind of was cornier, but like that scene right there, like everybody like, and again, that's why it goes back to the biggest plot hole. Because like, why?
Why did they do that?
insert this? Yeah, why?
The least you knew as soon as he was driving, he's like, oh,
Like, yeah.
put the thing in the seat. Oh, I gotta go.
Okay.
He's like, going over the lines and
The other
stuff.
guy's
And you're
like,
like, this guy's about to die.
it doesn't make any sense. Like, why did they kill him? Like, it doesn't. He could have driven to the White House and gave him the things, and it would have been like they were like you were saying, they would have had 2 or 3 days sooner.
Was that
Like-
Armageddon or Deep Impact? No,
That was Deep Impact.
Deep Impact.
So
Poor Deep
subtract
Impact.
the damn point.
Losing your points again. You guys are having a tough shake.
Well, he tried his cell phone, Bobby, but it was like 1990 cell phones, and just
Oh boy. All right. Well, which one had better quotes, more quotable lines?
Okay, so I did pull up Deep Impact quotable lines somewhere. Where did it go? So I will tell you. Oh, it's back here.
Best dead.
But I will tell you with it. So whenever Clint and I decided to start putting clips in, a lot of the clips that I wrote down were for quotable lines.
I got Armageddon
And-
quotes.
Right. And so the majority of the Armageddon
Clips?
clips would have been quotes. There are so many good ones.
You talking
Deep
about
Impact?
Armageddon or Deep Impact?
I'm talking about for Armageddon. There's so many good quotes. For Armageddon. For Deep Impact, I don't know if there are.
Here we go. Oh,
Like,
but look at this.
I'm trying to.
Anybody want to say no?
Yeah. I'm trying to save the world. Does anybody want to say no?
Yeah.
That's
U.S.
the best
government.
you got?
U.S. government asks you to save the world. Does anybody want to say no? Like that. I mean, there you
What
go.
about-
Boom. And then
Dude, the way better one.
also,
The way better.
go ahead.
I'm going to have to pull my list up here. I got a list too. Boom, 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 ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-da-da. Okay, I gotta use the search bar because I have too many. Best quote. What number was that? Best quote. There we go. Deep Impact. Famous people have more sex. That's why it's good to be famous. That's the best quote of the entire movie.
Right.
Because that was out of nowhere, too. They just had a high
It
school
was.
kid that just interrupted and made the class laugh, you know? And then was like,
And what was
and they were
what
like,
was Elijah Wood's response?
really? That was a good quote, too. But yeah, I was like, it was completely out of place. They just needed to make a funny, and so they did that. And the best quote in Armageddon, as far as I'm concerned, is they're like, "Wait, well, hold on a minute. Don't we get to name the comet? The person who discovers it get to name the comet?" He says, "Yes." He's like, "Okay, I want to name it Dottie. Can we name it Dottie after my wife? She's a vicious, life-sucking bitch from which there's no return." That was a good one.
Another good one was whenever Luke Wilson was like, what if this was Star Wars? Like, what would happen? He's like, what? I'd be so Han and you'd be Chewie. He's like, no, if anybody, I'd be Han and you would be.
Have
and
you
he
even
points at
seen
somebody else
Star
and he's like,
Wars?
yeah.
Wow, that's what he said.
And then also, whenever Chick lands on the asteroid, it's like Dr. Seuss's worst nightmare. Like, there are so many quotable lines in Armageddon. However, I say to the chat, if the U.S. government asks you to save the world, is there anybody who would say no?
No, Armageddon wins.
I'm just saying, like, that's a good fucking quote. Especially if Bruce Willis walked up and was like, hey,
If he said yippee-ki-yay, that'd be better.
that'd be better if he was like, U.S. government asks you to save the world. Anybody want to say no? And he was like,
Howard Dean. Pah! Which one? What about what about car chase? What the best car chase? Well, that's easy. That's Deep Impact.
Yep.
No, wait a minute.
Explosion?
The Secret Service was trying to run her off the road, but you also have a chase with Michael Clark Duncan is on a motorcycle and they're chasing him.
Yeah.
That's another good one.
Can you catch Papa Bear? And at the same time, you got it's not a car chase, but helicopters chasing Owen Wilson on a horse in West Texas. So, damn it, we got to go Armageddon.
You gotta go. You have to. That's too. Owen Wilson just tipped the scales. You have to. Bobby's like Armageddon. Everybody, Armageddon, Armageddon. Quotable lines, Armageddon. I'm starting to feel bad for Deep Impact.
It's in my opinion, it is the better movie. It's not the more fun movie, but it's the better movie. But it's just you can't like. This is why culture exists. This is why.
Deep Impact is getting a deep impact from Armageddon. Oh boy, let's see here. Okay. Best kiss.
Best kissed and or love story. So we all know what the better love story is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to show it to us, Clint?
Okay. Wait a minute. What? What's what? Wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Hold hands.
Wait, what? Because I don't want to live in caves.
And his last line there was, if we get married, we'll be family. It's your only option to survive. Oh, God, that's beautiful. Way to go. Way to go, Frodo.
And I don't want to live in caves.
You go, Frodo.
As opposed to, I don't want to close my eyes.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah. That was good.
So so this I missed this earlier. So on the character thing, one of the trivia questions was that Michael Bay, who I don't like as a director, but apparently he led a lot more. He is very much more of a improv style director. If he lets people go with it, and so the scene where they're all singing to Liv Tyler was a scene that just happened. And like it wasn't part of the script, and Ben Affleck kind of ran with it, and they all just started singing and stuff like that. And they were all like, "This is never going to be in the movie. We're just making a goof." Blah blah blah. and they put it in, and it's like one of the most famous scenes because it's like, yeah, it's like all these, old roughnecks know what it's like to be in love, and like, and it's just a great scene, and like that's what makes the characters carry along. Like, and I think that's part of it is just like, you know, any good actor portrays themselves as the character, like what would I do in this situation? How would I, and unless you're playing a historical figure or something, I'm not, but like this is just it's just a beautiful scene. Like, and what would you do if you're this guy's buddy? Like, yeah, like help him get laid one last time or whatever it takes. Like, he's going to die, and like, it's just beautiful. Like, and
So
I don't know, like,
so the best love story / best kiss, I think definitely has to go to Armageddon. Like you can't
yeah.
that's the wrong
And
button.
Bobby says Deep Impact. Well, there's that as well.
Bobby says Deep Impact. Well,
And she says father daughter, but honestly, the father daughter thing in Armageddon, like he obviously loves her. He obviously like.
Well,
and he
let
that's
him
why he pushes. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, he rips the air hose out and throws him back in on the ship because of his love for his daughter and his love for the kid. There's a love story there. There's also the dad in Deep Impact that's like, go with him, take your younger kid.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of love,
Yeah.
but it is a love story.
Yeah.
And also, the parents of Elijah Wood letting him go. Normal parents. If one
I
of
would
your
have been like, get your sorry ass in that motherfucking cave.
Yeah, like sorry, you'll get over her, but you're not gonna get over her if you're dead. So get over here.
What, been in love with her for like 6 months? I don't care.
Yeah,
Get in that damn cave and you'll find you a new chick.
So the idea that his parents let him go, and then his love going to go rescue her and have it. So there's a lot of love going on here, but there's also like, hey, marry me. It's your only chance at survival.
Yeah.
And they're
like,
so young.
And she's still like, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to go either. She's like, I feel like she's not really old enough to know if she even likes him like that. You know what I mean? It just she's like, I guess I'll hold your hand while we're on the couch watching the world burn. You know what I mean? And other than that, it's like she's just a young girl that's in a situation, and I'm not ready for this kind of commitment. Like, yeah. So I'm gonna go Armageddon on this.
Yes.
That's what I'm going.
Because I believe that Ben Affleck has touched boobies before, and he wants those boobies. Elijah Wood has not touched any boobies, and he's like, "Come in a cave with me so I can touch your boobies."
Now stop. Please. Cool. So what do we let's what do you guys think? Better love story. Is it young love or a little bit older? Yeah, young love. I'm going with Armageddon.
Yeah,
you're going with Armageddon.
Armageddon.
I need one more vote from our 9 viewers.
Come on, guys.
And then I'll do the.
My wife's slacking. Slacking out there, Chatland.
We're going to the next. We're going to the next thing, and we're going to come back for points on the best. Armageddon. All right, Catherine coming in with the save, hammering the nail right there. Mel says Deep Impact. It's still 3 against 2.
But I don't want to live in caves.
We're gonna have to go. We're gonna go back.
I want to go back and do it all over, but I can't go back. I know.
We're gonna go back to this question.
I want to go back and do it all over. but I can't go back. No.
God damn. Keep singing.
Want to go back in time.
Oh no, don't sing that. Gonna go back now. I've got it in my head. And
You got it.
boom. No, don't start singing zombie. We're gonna leave this one up to the poll on Facebook.
Oh, fancy. Getting all fancy.
Yeah,
over
does
her.
anyone- The other poll, does anyone hate Aerosmith? 66% said no.
Boom. Goes the dynamite.
Yeah, we had another poll that said
The other people are lying. They're like I said, they might hate young
they're
Aerosmith. They might hate old
lies.
Aerosmith. They might hate middle Aerosmith. But
Wh-
nobody hates Aerosmith.
Which movie did you like better? 100% of the people said Armageddon.
Out of how many votes?
8.
Well, that's still pretty good. I mean, nothing amazing, but I would
Out of 3
if it
votes.
was like 2.
So in just a moment we will I've got 1 vote for Deep Impact. Deep Impact coming in with the rebound.
Better love story?
Yeah.
Better love story?
Best love story. Deep Impact. I got
don't know
1
what the-
vote.
I made a whole clip video to like show how
We're going to come
stupid
back
the
to
love
that.
story
We're
was.
going to come back to that. All right. All right. Best kiss. Which movie had a better
Like,
ending?
get your sorry ass in that fucking cave.
Who- Who had a
So, wait.
we're getting more votes. We got 3 votes now on the love story,
Okay.
which is putting Armageddon ahead. Armageddon
Oh.
67%, 33% Deep Impact.
It.
Armageddon it. Armageddon. Best
Now-
ending. Which movie do you think is a better ending? We're coming back
So,
to
this-
Love Story, gang. You know, we got 4 votes now for Love Story. The legend continues. We're going to talk about
Again,
the
so
end,
I would
and then after this conversation, we're going to go back to Love Story. So who had the
For
best
ending?
ending?
For ending, that's the more emotional ending was obviously Armageddon. The more realistic ending, and it should be more. Now I don't know. I would say the emotion compares because they bring in the family members and stuff like that. The whole crew sacrifices themselves on Deep Impact. So the blind guy, he brings his kids. Like, so it's pretty damn emotional too. But it's more realistic. They're not gonna like it's a suicide mission, but you're doing it to save everybody else. The
Armageddon. Dude, I was like, man, this is sad and intense in Deep Impact, but I was like crying at the end. Like, I don't know if it was Steven Tyler's
me too. Yeah,
vocals.
okay, me too. Yeah,
I was like crying,
yeah.
and like I was in the room with my mom, but
Well-
my mom had some like a lamp in the way, and I would kind of like hang low so that she couldn't see my eyes. And I'd be like,
And she's like, "This is a good movie." You're like, "Yeah, it is. It
Yeah,
totally is."
yeah, I was
Like, it's supposedly trivia wise. So supposedly, Ben Affleck was supposed to play the stoic hero role, like, "No, Harry, no, no," and then like go up. And then he was like, in the trivia it says like he was like, Bruce Willis is already doing that. I'm not gonna win that battle. And so he was on one of the takes. He was like, "No!" He went nuts like he did in the movie, and like was like, "I love you," blah blah blah. And it was like, and that just worked too because it was like, like as a young man, you got a guy you look up to, and it's like that's a big deal. There's not, sadly enough great male role models out there in the world, and and he's doing what he's doing for a good reason. Like so
So you're saying that initially, Bruce Willis didn't pull the air off of his suit and all that stuff. That was
no, they did, but they were saying in the trivia was saying Affleck was supposed to play it stoic as well, like the hero, like, okay, fine, Bruce, or whatever, and like go up there and be like, I'm gonna take care of your daughter, blah blah. And he didn't break down like, like, no, you can't fucking do this, blah blah blah. You're a better person than me, and
yeah.
like, yeah, I had to live saying goodbye to her dad.
It was
Yeah,
supposed to be a real serious, patriotic, almost kind of like
yeah, like
take
I'm
care of
doing
my
my
daughter.
duty. Yeah,
I will, that kind of thing. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's how they had like written it, and he was like, I'm not gonna win this battle with Bruce, like because Bruce is just fucking made out of stone, and
yeah,
he was like, so he just went nuts on it, and he was like, that's the one they kept.
it was awesome too. I was like,
And
oh,
it was because it's like, yeah, that's like, like you don't have to hold your own and be Mr. Superman on when you're dying on a fucking rock in the middle of space, dude. Like that's the time to break down. Like it's okay.
so that's the best ending.
Yeah, fucking Armageddon. Yeah,
We're getting
I
mad.
really,
I really want Deep
I
Impact
really,
to get a
I
point.
wanted it. It's a very good movie. I wanted it to get like
Something
this might be this is the biggest ass whooping I think in the versus history. I think
for sure. In fact, that's so bad. I got to make the flame smaller.
it almost had negative points. I mean,
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make their flame bigger just so they feel better.
there you go.
Yeah,
Good job, Deep
yeah.
Impact.
Good job.
I
So
don't
really,
remember what you won. I don't remember what you won, but good job.
and that really just means they have 0 points. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. They're
I-
back to zero.
Back to 0. Okay. Well, the love story point. We have 75%, 20 Armageddon. So it wins that one too. So while I'm here, I might as well put another point on Armageddon
Yeah.
for the best love story. Come on. All right. This is quite a score there. All right. Most real. What is it? Which movie is more realistic or relatable?
Yes. So we do have a clip for this one.
This is for both, right?
Yes, this is a clip for both. A quick clip for both. So here is Deep Impact. They are in low gravity, and they are showing low gravity. Here's Armageddon. They're just fucking stomping through the space station and like hooking. It's just so, that, go ahead. And they say we initiated a spin on gravity so that you would make it easier to hook up the hoses. Why would it be hooked? Look at these hoses, big ass hoses. Why would it be easier
I
to
got
hook those
hoses.
up in 40% gravity
No
than
gravity.
in zero gravity? It doesn't make any sense. Look at these big ass
Nope.
hoses. Like you got 3 or 4 guys. You could have one guy carrying that thing in zero gravity, and then he jumps down there like. So that, among many other things, besides the fact that several things catch on fire in space, which has zero oxygen, Deep Impact, and the way it happens, the way everything about Deep Impact, in my opinion, is much more realistic.
I agree with
Deep
that.
Impact.
I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give them my point. Definitely realistic. including people dying and everything else. Oh,
And
look
the
out!
fact that they would, oh, don't call it a comeback. Depend back has been here for years.
2 big fireballs.
Boom.
To shrink it down a little bit.
No, oh, no shrinky dink.
Man. Okay. And I don't remember how far down. Okay. We got this one. How about this? Which movie cheers you up more? Definitely Armageddon.
Armageddon. Yeah.
Armageddon. All right.
Armageddon. Yeah.
Boy,
Boom.
this is boom goes the asteroid. We both said it. Let's see here. I was trying to decide if I should say comet or asteroid. Okay. Yep. Okay, which one's a better date movie?
So here's where we get tough.
Yep.
Not really, though.
Not,
Not
I
really,
don't.
though.
I don't think so.
I don't know how tough this is.
Not tough at all, if you ask me.
So, again, I watched Armageddon with my wife, and she was like, I forgot how good of a movie this was. And I was like, feeling the same thing at the same time. Halfway through Deep Impact, she was like, I don't care how it ends. Like, you can finish it. Like, Armageddon wins. So, gotta go Armageddon.
I'm with you. It's just more fun. The movie's more fun. The other one's more serious. You know what I mean? It makes
Yes,
you
it's
think
more realistic. It's more serious. It's more
makes you think of the end of the world. You know, it's got the difference between her parents and her ex or mom and you know parents being divorced and all that, and it's just more serious. So we're gonna give that.
We didn't even talk about that. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Like the main character's parents, like Liv Tyler's parents are Harry, and like they have problems, but it's because he cares about it. Like the other parents are just like, we're two shitty people and we had you. Hey, like,
And
I don't
well,
know.
the mom was okay. The mom was cool.
Yeah, mom was fine. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, fair point. Like, but and the dad's like, hey, remember before I left your mom? Like,
Things were good before I left your mother. Things were good.
there were no asteroids hitting Earth before I left your mother or comets whatever.
And then the dramatic stepmother who's only 2 years older than her. I know you hate me, but blah blah blah. Okay, get out of here.
Yeah.
Which movie holds
been
up? Or which movie we switched? Which movie holds up better to which movie doesn't hold up better? Which movie in down the line is gonna be like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, we switch it so we could have a few more negatives in there because in a general versus we start to run out of room, and so we put some negatives in there to help that out.
Red
and this
question.
one, this
Instead
is a
of
different
getting
story.
yeah, instead of getting rid of questions, we just add some negative questions. How do we get more questions?
So the thing is about Armageddon, both wifey and I were sitting there watching it, and we were like, when we first watched this in 1998 or whatever it was, we were like all on Liv Tyler and Ben Affleck's side, like, oh, don't ruin their love, Bruce Willis. You're such a jerk, blah, blah, blah. And then, the ending happened. It's like, oh my God. Now, as parents, we're like we were talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, he worked his whole life so she wouldn't end up with a roughneck, and she's dating this roughneck. Like, what is wrong with her? Steph's like, well, she grew up around roughnecks and blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, but like that's what he wanted her to avoid. Like her mom left, and blah blah blah. So we're all on this parent side, so it definitely held up. Like it's still the same movie. it still ends the same. The characters still are the same, but we're like as parents now, like on Bruce Willis' side, like going like, why is she dating that jerk? Like he's a perfectly fine character, but like he worked his whole life so she wouldn't end up with somebody like that.
Was Yoda in this movie? Whole life she worked. That's how you.
That's how I talk when I get mad.
Deep Impact wouldn't hold up because Armageddon will still be fun in 20 years. I agree with you.
You're right.
I agree with you.
Oh man.
Poor Deep Impact. You got a red
Going
point.
back in the negatives, right?
Red
Yeah.
point, buddy.
Oh no, it's still one. Okay.
Just
Still
yeah,
one.
but 1 is equals 0.
Yeah. Still deserve to be on the show.
Damn. It's getting tough. What is this? Another red point. Which movie should have been better, but something went wrong somewhere?
Oh.
If we don't have anything, we skip the question if it doesn't apply.
I mean,
I honestly, I think Deep Impact could have been better, but they were like, it was just kind of cheap looking in the beginning.
and they focused on the characters that you just don't care about. It's like that's means something went wrong. Like again, I think overall the movie is better. Like when you're like, you know, as a better movie.
You think?
But I don't want to watch
wait.
it. Yeah,
You think Deep Impact is a better movie?
I do. Like that's what I'm saying. Like as a movie, like as a story, like when you watch it all the way through, like it's a really good movie. It's to me like a better film. But I've seen it again for the first time in however long. I don't want to watch it again for the first time. Like, but I could watch Armageddon again tomorrow. Like
how is it a better film then?
I don't. That's what I mean. I don't know. Like it's
you
just
keep
more
saying it's
complete.
better, but how is it better?
I know. This is why we have the fucking show, dude. Like I don't know. Like but I feel like it's a better movie.
How?
But it's just like it's obviously it's like I guess not. But like
how is it better?
Like,
the acting is we talked about the acting. It was cheap in the beginning, and they didn't step it up till Morgan Freeman showed up. So it's not the acting.
No.
I mean, maybe like the script. If you read the script,
I do think that like I read the majority of what I read is nonfiction, and this is more real. So realistic.
It's more clinical
a lot to me. It just it is, and it means like a lot to me. Like I'm not saying everybody should think that, but like that means a lot to me. And
so for the which movie is realistic or relatable, that gets the point. But
it did get the point for that, and but that's like to me like I don't know like that. So to me that makes the movie better, but it's just not to me a good movie is something you want to watch. At least more than once every so a few times. I don't need to see Deep Impact again unless we're talking honestly, unless somebody brings up Armageddon. I'm like, have you seen Deep Impact? Well, let's watch it. Like, I don't need to see it again. Armageddon, I could watch.
It should have been better for sure.
Yes, and something went wrong. Like it was not entertaining. It was better. Like that's what I mean. To me, it was better, but it was not.
It was better. How was it better? You keep saying that. You keep using that word, but how? There's no way that it was better. It was more clinical. It was a better documentary.
It was more realistic. So that's a bigger deal. Like I think that is besides everybody being dead, that's probably the best or the most realistic scenario if an asteroid or comet were to hit Earth.
But that's not better.
The real scenario is everybody's dead.
Yeah.
But the alternate scenario, if you compare these two, like you're not gonna send a drilling team. You're not like it's realism to me like is more important. So if you're talking, and it depends on what we're talking about too. Like I'm a science nerd.
Every genre? Every movie, like realism is more important.
No. And that's I'm a science nerd, so like for science fiction and stuff like it kind of holds a bigger. I don't know, like like you're not gonna. There's so many flaws in Armageddon. Like I don't know, like because in Armageddon, honestly, you could be like, well, here comes a space gypsy, and he just killed the asteroid, and everybody would be like, yeah, like it could be, and it'd be the same thing. Like,
That's
it'd be
racist.
stupid, but is it?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I think there are gypsies in every culture.
Yeah. This is a sad time right here. Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm fine with that.
But the
I
better movie,
understand.
the
I
better
understand.
movie's got negative points. What's going on?
I mean, that's like I don't. It's one of those things. That's why the show exists. I'm just
Um,
we had They Live Beat Get Out not that long ago.
which
And,
movie made a better Christmas movie?
well,
Armageddon. Because it's got Bruce Willis and he's also in Die Hard, which is a great Christmas movie.
fuck. Oh, there you go. All right, fair enough. Yep. I was gonna say a comic because it's made of ice, and so
I like that.
but yeah, no, you got Bruce in there. Yeah.
I mean, you could say
You get done watching. No, you get done watching Die Hard, and the kids are like, "We want to see more Bruce Willis," and you're like, "Well, we do have Armageddon, kids," and they're like, "Yay!"
sold. That was it. I was gonna swing it the other way, but at this point, what's the point?
I don't see this grand comeback.
No, there's no comeback. This is a
You gotta get even though Deep Impact. Come on,
man. This is a
get
slaughter.
Don't end in the negatives.
Goodness gracious, what a slaughter. Oh boy. Which movie? Which movie made your butt pucker?
That's Deep Impact. The astronaut scene where he gets going shot in space. That's Deep Impact.
Deep Impact. All right.
And again, like whenever they do their thing, they drill the hole and it just blows a separate piece off, and it's like, oh well, now we got two asteroids coming to kill us. It's like, oh fuck. Like,
Yeah, there we go. Come on.
deep butt pucker.
Yeah, dude, talking about drilling holes and butt puckering.
The deep impact of the butt pucker.
I saw a thing that really cracked me up that was it's really turning into a
No, Deep Impact got one now. They're back to one. They're back
Yeah.
to zero.
Hold on. There we go. There was I saw an internet thing that was like, what name your sex life based on movie titles, and so it was pretty fucking hilarious. I said Deep Impact, and then somebody else said Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. There's my favorite. My favorite is I put Big Trouble in Little China, which was funny. There was a bunch of really funny ones, but Deep Impact pick looks like a butt pucker. You are correct. We're gonna look at that again.
I would have said Being John Malkovich, but
There's a butt pucker if I ever saw one. Good call. Yep. Butt pucker and fun. All right. I don't know how that question
But-
even got in there. I thought it was like, yeah. All right. It's weird.
Obviously, you watch something and you're like, oh, that made my butt pucker, and you put it in there.
Okay, which last question. Which movie deserves a sequel? Which movie deserves a sequel?
At the end of Armageddon, everything's basically okay. Like they did their job. Everything's basically okay. The end of Deep Impact, half the world's dead. And one of the things that I would have wished they focused on more when one of the
Mel, the last question's hilarious because of the topic. Bobby's like
like
deep butt pucker.
I can't remember what question I was going to relate it to, but one of the things that didn't get portrayed, I think it was like what is scarier or something. Oh, maybe it was Bud Pucker. Shit. But either way, both of them failed because the scary thing about both of these films, if a comet hits, if an asteroid hits, we're all just dead, and we're dead, probably vaporized within, we're probably going to die within a 30-second range or something like that. Like once it hits, the shockwave is going to kill us, stop our hearts, and like we're dead. Okay. The scary part about both of these is once the society finds out and society breaks down, it basically turns into a purge movie, and that's what's terrifying. And so at the end of Armageddon, they save the world and everything's okay. At the end of Deep Impact, half of society is kind of gone, because of one of the things hit, and then you got these fucking cave people, and then it's like, why did you get to go in the cave, and blah blah blah. So it could be a whole nother movie about them rebuilding society, and dealing with this stuff and rebuilding law and rebuilding. Go ahead.
And they got people that maybe survived that are a little bit radiated and stuff that didn't make it into the caves, but they survived in their own way, and they're maybe cannibals and all kinds of crazy shit. It's basically like Walking Dead without zombies, where people don't have anything and they're trying to figure out how to survive, which is cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's, that could happen. Armageddon, they're all fine. They're having a wedding at the end of the movie. Like it's like we don't need to see the sequel to that. Like unless another asteroid's coming, they're like, I gotta do this shit again. Like, come on.
Or you can have a movie where the mob kidnaps Steve Buscemi because he owes $100,000, and then the rest of the gang go looking for him.
But even then, like, it's like
in Vegas,
if you're Steve Buscemi, like, it's like, you know what? Hey, I saved the fucking world. Like that's the thing when they do their list of demands and the taxes and whatever. It's like I saved the fucking world, not just you and your $100,000. Everybody that you love and everybody that you hate, I saved all of them.
In modern
nobody's
times,
gonna kill you for that.
You just do a GoFundMe. Hey, I owe these guys $100,000. I needed a GoFundMe. I'm the guy who saved you, even though he's the guy that just shot the gun in space. But like we were talking about all of these likable characters. Granted, we don't have Michael Clark Duncan anymore, but wow, man, and we've got Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler and
Buscemi.
That's
about it. Or Chick, whatever. Chick.
Yeah, you could have some other thing, and they need to drill. They got somebody in the chat. Yeah, oil rig drillers, Deepwater Horizon.
Okay, I want to see the New World Purge. Like,
I'm with you. I'm gonna give that one. I'm gonna give that one to. Even though I'd rather see all the other characters. Like when you think about it, hey, who deserves a sequel?
I'm not saying they have to carry over the characters.
No, but when you say when you first say, hey, what would you see what would you rather see a sequel of? And I think, dude, I liked all the characters in Armageddon. I'd rather see a sequel to that. But when you put it like, hey, all these people in the cave, post-apocalyptic movie, then I'm like, oh, this is could get into some crazy shit. Let's watch
Like
that.
Elijah Wood and
Yeah.
Lily Shuba
Once-
Shuba Shuby are like trying to raise their little brother and this whatever, and then like society starts to break down. And they're like blah blah blah, and shit's going down. Like that's a scary movie. Like and like you're the one who saw the comet. You're the devil's son. People go nuts and stuff. They're like, oh my god. Exactly. I don't want to go with the Purge either. I'd rather be dead. Yeah, let that tidal wave kill me. I'd rather be dead. I don't want to go with Purge. But seeing it like instead of like, hey, here's a wedding of Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler, and they don't fucking live in caves.
That's it, gang.
Oh gosh, I really wanted it to be closer.
You really wanted what?
It could be closer than this. Deep Impact is a very good movie, guys. It's a good movie. It just, I don't want to say Armageddon's even a better movie. It's just one that you're gonna want to watch more often.
Dude, it
I
is
guess that makes a better movie. I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's a weird thing.
it's a perfect it is a perfect it's not a metaphor, it's a perfect other example, a mirror of that's what's a good way to put it, a mirror of Wyatt Earp and Tombstone. You know what I mean? Like Wyatt Earp is more true and more realistic. Yes. And but Tombstone has more compelling fun to watch, fun writing, better writing. Is it better in that it's fun, not that it's a proper look at what the Old West was like. It's just more fun and entertaining. So it's weird because it is a better movie because it's fun and more entertaining, and that's the movie you want to watch. The other one's a little more clinical. I keep saying clinical, but like.
But you're right. I mean, that's not a bad description. Yeah, that's not wrong. But it's like, and it's just you're making a good point. It's like they say, print the legend. Like if you've got the original, like the actual story, and you've got the legend, they say print the legend because like when it comes down to it, like that's what's going to last. That's what's going to go on forever. That's just, yeah.
Well,
and what's interesting too, I will say. So when looking up stuff on both of these movies, there's plenty of people saying Deep Impact's a better movie than it blah 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 gets credit for. No. There's plenty of people saying that. What's weird is very strange to me after rewatching it. There are plenty of people like just talking about how stupid Armageddon is and blah blah blah. And this is a stupid movie. Blah. And there's even like quotes from Ben Affleck apparently like going, "Oh, this was a stupid movie," and it's like this was just a good fun movie, like and like maybe that's the thing. Maybe part of me again was like my memory was indoctrinated to feel like, oh, this is just a stupid movie. It's just a good movie. It's just a good fun movie. Like it's just. Like I don't know, like, but there's a lot of hate for this online. I don't know why. Like, if you know what you're getting into, if you're like going into it for this realistic sci-fi like thing, yeah, you're going to be disappointed. But if you're going in to watch a movie and have a good time, see a good love story, man, it's hard to get better. Like this is just a damn good movie, and I don't even like Michael Bay. This is just a fucking good movie.
Yeah, it was just fun. And Bobby, I think you're right. I think Armageddon might become a cult classic.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just so weird how many people are down on this movie, But I'm sure their parents showed them, "Hey, this is a good movie," and they're like, "This movie sucks."
It's because it's a little corny. I mean, but who cares?
It is, yeah,
it's corny, but it's supposed to be fun and corny like that, Well,
yeah, they knew what they were writing, they knew what they were doing, and then they did it well,
Well, there you have it, gang. The winner.
Now, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
The winner. Yeah, the winner's Armageddon.
By a hair. by a hair.
And the loser
Wow.
and the winner is okay. No, but seriously, after watching that movie, like I was walking around the house and I just got the urge to do this.
That's what would have stopped the asteroid. Like, bah! Earth on one side, asteroid the other, and he's like, bam.
All right.
So,
well, guys, let us know what you thought about the addition of. We're trying to put some clips to make it fun. Again, I was out of town, so we didn't get to quite get as many clips and do as much as we can. But we're trying to make it more fun and interesting. And if you have any ideas, message us. Let us know. And if you have any ideas on what movies you want to see next, let us know.
Now, next week is Wifey McGee's birthday. So, it is my wife. She will be turning 22, and it's her birthday. And she has decided that she would like us to do Bridesmaids versus Bad Moms. So get ready for that.
Bridesmaids versus Bad Moms. You heard it here, folks. If you haven't seen those movies, go watch them this week. Bridesmaids versus Bad Moms. It's fun, but don't get a strike. Yeah, if I have any problems like that, I will address it. But
then we'll be like, why does every other freaking channel on the history of YouTube get to use clips, but we don't?
Yeah, we'll be okay. It's fair use. We're good. So there you go. Bridesmaids versus what?
Bad Moms.
Bad Moms. And what are some other ideas? We were just recently talking about doing some in the future.
I think next week we were talking about doing Grease versus Crybaby.
Yes, Grease versus Crybaby, to give our props to
Olivia
Newton-John. Let's get physical.
And we talked about after that, or well, I talked about doing Here Comes the Boom versus Warrior. They're for back to school week. They're basically the same movie where a teacher becomes a UFC fighter and is successful. One's a comedy, one's an action movie where he fights Tom Hardy, but it's basically the same movie. Like it's like they bought the script and were like, we can make 3 or 4 movies out of this. Like it was so weird. One of them stars Kevin James, one of them stars, I can't remember the guy's name, and Tom Hardy. And they're both science teachers who like, I gotta go fight in the UFC to raise money for my school. Gravity versus Interstellar. Ooh,
I've never seen who's in Gravity.
Oh, it's a good one. Sandra Bullock and George
yeah.
Clooney.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I think that goes better with The Martian, maybe though, or maybe not. I don't know.
Interstellar was awesome.
I don't know. Interstellar goes better with probably like maybe because she is kind of hallucinating at one point, but like Interstellar probably goes better with 2001 or no. Was it 2010? I can't remember. One of the Kubrick movies.
Have you ever?
Because it's basically based off of that.
Have you ever even seen Star Wars? Just kidding.
Me?
Have you ever?
Ooh, the Cave versus the Descent.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
We also have The Abyss versus Leviathan.
Those are
more natural disaster movies. I'm just kidding.
I think you're thinking of what was it? That same year,
The Abyss Sphere, was another one of the.
The Abyss came out, and But shit, what was it? Sphere. That was way later.
The Descent
Not the same.
versus The Cave.
Those are good ones. Yeah.
That makes me
Have you seen The
claustrophobic.
Descent?
No, it's making me claustrophobic
Oh.
just thinking about it.
It did. That's what I mean. Like that part of it is terrifying enough, and then they bring in the fucking monsters.
The Martian versus
It's-
Gravity. I think I like that.
Yeah, that I agree. Like those to me, those kind of fit more because they're both fairly very very realistic.
And
Dude.
very the end of
You're right.
Edge of Tomorrow is another one that I've been wanting to do versus something
Okay.
versus
Do
Groundhog Day.
Willow. What are we gonna do against Willow? You're right, Uzi. We should do something against Willow.
Willow.
Time Bandits. Time Bandits. I guess that's insulting.
Yeah. Do the Wizard of Oz. Come on, man. You can do a wizard movie. What's a wizard movie?
Yes, Willow is good. Do you know about the Willow series, Uzi? The Willow series coming out. The underwater with the other water. Well, that's the same thing. Yeah, that is the Edge of Tomorrow is the same thing as Live and Die Repeat.
Yeah.
They just changed the name of the movie because it wasn't successful.
It's really good too. All right. Well, we've had this conversation before,
right.
So
yeah, we got 2 weeks planned out, guys. Leave us.
Yeah, come on, 2 weeks.
Thank you for your wonderful ideas.
Beautiful
Put
suggestions.
them in the chat. Put them in the comments.
Yes,
Text them to us. You know us all.
So next week we got what? What is it? What is it? Bridesmaids?
Next week is Bridesmaids versus Bad Moms, and then we've got Grease versus Crybaby, and potentially Here Comes the Boom versus Warrior. And then after that, y'all let us know. We will absolutely find Willow versus something because the series is coming up.
Oh, and I'd mentioned what was it Clash
Edge of Tomorrow?
Clash of the Titans versus Conan, the 2 bad remakes.
We could do that.
Which one's the worst remake? Which we already know Sam Worthington screwed that up. So let's awesome. Well, we love you too, Mel.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. We love you all.
And Bobby and everybody out there, you guys rule. Thank you again for hanging out with us on a Friday night, and we'll be here next week. So,
indeed.
Yeah. So,
Bridesmaids versus Bad Moms.
Bad Moms versus Bridesmaids. Two movies that will make your butt pucker.
Subscribe, guys. Thank you. Hit that like button, and we'll see you next week.